Welcome back. Just about a year after crews broke ground on the project, a new memorial to fallen war heroes is getting a lot of attention on Buffalo's waterfront. The Iraq-Afghanistan Memorial remembers troops from Western New York and Southern Ontario who gave their lives for us in our country's most recent war campaigns. We are joined by Dan Frontiera from the committee on the couch right now for an update on this special project. Congratulations to you and the entire committee, everyone who is involved in this, on getting the project done on time and under budget. We were just talking in the break, all of the materials arrived on September 11th.
Yeah, everything showed up the morning of September 11th.
Of this year.
And we began work for installing it, and one of the pieces, which weighed 6.5 tons, was that we were having some issues with it, and thankfully the guys from Buffalo Fire, who were there for honor guard, said, wait, let us call Rescue 1. And Buffalo Fire literally came in and rescued that piece, lifted it off the ground, it was up and it was set, and we were able to dedicate that memorial in the morning of September 13th.
What was that morning like?
Stressful, relief, overcome by a lot of emotions. Father Joe Bain, who did our invocation, I spent some quality time with Father Joe, and he had actually been there to say the Mass and eulogy for 3 of our troops. So having those families, 50-plus families there with us, having 1,000 people is what the estimate was. And at the end, over the top of us were monarch butterflies. And a friend of ours pointed that out, and the symbolism and knowing that, and it was just, wow. It was an incredible feeling to know mission accomplished, but we're not done. That's not a place just to carve the names in granite. It's a place that has developed such great healing. To see troops coming in, their parents, to see what they're leaving behind, the coins, the patches, the cards, the birthday cards for one of our vets. You know, it's really been a great piece, and I've heard you talk all morning about the heroes and recognizing heroes during Veterans Day. We served. I had the great distinct pleasure of serving with heroes. The 70-plus names that are on that wall, those heroes, those are the true heroes that we have. Those families that have come back with them and are now, those Gold Star families, giving so much more back to these returning troops.
And thank you for your service on this Veterans Day, Dan, of course, and thank you for heading up this memorial. When we were planning this segment today, I asked you if you had any personal photos that you wanted to share with our viewers, and you sent a beautiful one of the memorial illuminated at night. Let's look at the picture and you can explain about it.
That was our second night, Sunday night, the 14th, and Scott Winarski and Brian Guy from East Seneca Fire, volunteer firemen, came out. They lit the base of the fire, the base of the memorials in red, white, and blue. And that's inspired us now. We're going to put a light box for permanent lighting there to be able to make sure that through the course of the year, it's red, white, and blue. Through the course of the holidays, it's there for the families. Because while it is, you know, the names are inscribed there, and while it is, it's a place of remembrance, but it's also a place of celebration, to celebrate the lives of these young people.
If you could explain a little bit for people that aren't familiar where the design came from.
Vietnam veteran artist Ralph Sirianni. I met with him about 4 years ago and explained what I thought I wanted, and he looked at me and said, you have no clue. And he turned around and came back with a drawing and said, here, let's take a look at this. And the large piece represents the I for Iraq, and also has a piece of it that looks like the towers of the World Trade Center. Behind it, the A for Afghanistan, sloped to look like the mountains there. And then the V, the pedestal in the front, for veterans, for victory. And that was the inspiration, and we saw that. I don't think any of us truly understood or really grasped what it was going to look like. We'd seen drawings, we'd seen everything. The evening of the 11th, to be there when they set the final piece, to be there with the crews the night of the 12th, they worked till 2 in the morning to finish off everything. And we looked at each other that morning and we're like, wow, it's art. It is incredible, it's a beautiful piece. It means so much to these families, and that's what we wanted to accomplish.
And just the way that it fits in with the other memorials in the Naval Park, it's really special to see them all together, individually, but all together as well.
It is, and you look at it, when the sun rises, and we set this in a very specific way, the names face south, so the sunlight is always on the names of these young heroes. But when the sun comes up in the morning, we're just on the edge of the shadow of the Korean Memorial. They help us, they're there for us, they blaze that trail for us. At night, we're just in the shadow of the Vietnam Memorial. So these two generations who are watching over our young troops, it flows. It goes so perfectly with that area, with what's going on down there, the rebirth, the revitalization of memory, everything coming back to life.
What a great time for it to be built this summer, as so many people were headed back down to the canal side. They could see it taking shape, have conversations with their family, with their friends, to remember these 71 names.
Yeah, we have a family that reached out to us. The parents were here, they're from Clarence, their daughter went to the Air Force Academy, and the son-in-law, the husband, reached out to us and said, we had no idea. We had no idea that my wife would be honored in such a way or remembered in such a way. But to know that, and then to have, have it there when veterans are coming through. When, the 2 or 3 days later, we had 2 troops from the 10th Mountain Division out of Watertown. They know so many of those names. They're touching the names. They feel that. They know it. Yeah, it's been great to see how this has come together.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you to your service to our Gold Star families here in Western New York. If you would like to leave something at the memorial, Dan is making sure that those will go to the families and be displayed somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
they're actually going to go on display inside the Naval Park itself in one of the buildings.
Okay, then we'll have to have an update from you then.
Sure will.
Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Time for our next .com check now. Over to Emily Lenahan.